Hey everyone, it's Tim from timgagnon.com, your place for online painting lessons. Today I'm creating this video to talk about tonal paintings and how to take your color. For example, I have the green grass here and the green tree in my painting. How to make that green a little bit more tied into the tonal feel of your painting. I wanted this painting to be a pretty tonal looking type painting, and my green grass is a little bit too vibrant for me, a little bit too saturated, and I want to bring it closer to the tonal painting. First thing is you do want some color in there first before you do this step. So for today's quick tips and tricks video, I'm going to take this color and make it a little bit more tonal to tie in with the rest of the painting. So let me grab my palette and we'll jump right in. Okay, so when you want to do a tonal painting but have that little bit of color, kind of like that stylized look, what you need to do is paint the color first. So I've got my color on here, I've got the green on here, but I want to tie it a little bit more into these tonal colors in my sky. So what I'm going to do is I've got a fan brush here and I've got some burnt umber. So I wanted to say burnt sienna, I always do that, but it's burnt umber. And I've got some water down here, and it's a little bit murky from the painting, and that's actually okay for this because we're going tonal. It doesn't have to be dirty water for this to work, but it doesn't have to be clean either. So what I'm going to do is just grab a bunch of water and just a tiny bit of my burnt umber. So you can see it's really, really super thin. So when you do this technique, what might happen is it's going to change the value. So the brightness of your color here might change. It might get a little bit darker. So you might actually have to paint your paint or your color a little bit brighter than you want. So when you do this wash technique, it will take it back down in value to match up with the rest of the painting. So for me, it's probably going to make it a little bit too dark, but I'm going to show you the technique anyway. But you can go back and forth too with this, so you can do the technique and then do the color. So we're just taking a bunch of water and some burnt umber, and we're just brushing it on really, really thin. And what that's going to do is it's going to alter all of those little subtle shadows, even in the bushes here, even in my tree. What it's going to do is slightly alter the color. So it's so thin and so transparent that it doesn't change it much. So the technique really is to do multiple layers of this. You do a few layers, let it dry, maybe even a little bit over the barn here and there. But you do a few layers, let it dry, and then keep doing layers until you're happy with your color. You could use raw umber if you wanted a more grayish, less saturated color. I like the burnt umber because it kind of pops a little bit more, and I want my foreground to pop. And I might even do a little bit here in the middle ground. So it's just a little bit of water, and you're just doing little thin washes over your color. So you paint the color in first, and then you do the washes over it, and what happens is it will slowly tie everything in together. So again, a little bit of water, just a tiny bit of color. You can see there's barely any on there, and you're just brushing really thin over the things you want to make a little bit more tonal looking. So just take your time, do lots of layers, and that will tie everything in really, really well. Okay, so just a few things to remember. Your values will change as you do lots of layers, so you might want to make your grass brighter than you want it to start with before you do those washes, and then as you add the washes, it's going to bring the value down back to a darker place. I don't really want to say darker place, but it's going to bring it to a darker spot where it kind of ties in a little bit better. So remember, if you're going to do these washes, it's going to change the value. And it's probably going to take 3 or 4. It depends on what you want. How tonal do you want it to be? If you want it to be really tonal, just keep doing more and more washes. If you want it to have some color, but still have a little bit of a tonal feel. Just maybe do one or two. Okay, so that's the tips and tricks video today. You can learn this painting on my website at timgagnon.com. It's an acrylic painting, and I can show you how to do it from start to finish. Just make sure you check out timgagnon.com for all your online painting lessons or DVD needs. I also travel the country, the US and Canada, teaching workshops in person. And if you're interested in attending one of those workshops, make sure you check out my schedule, also on my website, timgagnon.com. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and feel free to share with your artist friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.